Bonjour. So, I don't know why, but today I'm feeling as though I need to get a message out just to the collective about what's going on for you currently, not a you versus them or what's going on with them, but just you specifically. So I'm feeling pulled to get tarot first to see what's going on for this collective currently. What is going on for this collective watching this video, please? What is currently going on for this collective? Okay, so we're starting out with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So you're feeling overcommitted to something, maybe a lack of balance, feeling kind of unorganized. You might be feeling overwhelmed by a lot right now, like you feel like life is a bit chaotic at the moment and you're struggling to stay afloat. But you've got Wheel of Fortune here, but Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So you could feel as well like you've missed an opportunity with something. But my belief is that if something's truly for you, it won't pass you by. So even if it gets delayed because you didn't take that opportunity this time, if it's meant for you, it will manifest again in another opportunity later on where you are aligned and you will make the decision to go towards that previous missed opportunity. But I think as well, if you're feeling kind of overcommitted and feeling a lack of balance, it's making you feel very unstable with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse. You could be procrastinating a lot of things at the moment, and your lack of planning is creating that instability and that overwhelmed feeling because you're kind of chasing your tail and you feel like you're always behind. This is what you're currently feeling at the moment. But with this Wheel of Fortune, you're feeling like surely my luck's going to turn around soon. Like it's like you're feeling very chaotic and like everything's too much for you right now, but you're hoping that things are going to change soon, that there's going to be some stroke of luck where things start turning around for you with this Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, Ten of Wands under the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So you're feeling very burdened. You might have taken on some extra responsibilities at the moment, which is making you feel even more out of balance because it was almost like it tipped the scales in the wrong direction. Like you overextended yourself and it's creating a lot of stress for you, but you're hoping that perhaps you can see an end in sight, which is why even though you're feeling this overwhelm and you're out of balance, it's like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So you're hoping that you're going to reach that and that the wheel will turn in your favor when you get to the end of this. You're still feeling pushed in some way to keep going with this, even though you might be feeling discouraged by the fact that you feel so out of sorts. Wheel of Fortune. With the Death in reverse, so resistance to change. Perhaps you've been using this, you could even be overburdened by a connection that's in your life, but even though you're overwhelmed and out of balance, you're still feeling like you're stagnant in life. I'm seeing that hamster wheel where you just feel like every day's the same. You're repeating the same day over and over again and you're just bored, but your fear of change is keeping you in this same pattern. But it's creating a personal transformation. You might not be able to see it right now, and that might also be why you're feeling like surely the wheel's going to turn in my favor. Surely I've got some good luck coming. Surely there's some good karma coming out of this because I'm feeling so out of sorts that there must be a shift about to happen, surely. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. with the Empress, okay, so you are going through a personal transformation. So right now you can't see that you're going through a transformation. All you know is that you feel unbalanced and that you're hoping that something's going to change soon. But all this that you're going through currently is the universe trying to create transformation in you with this Death in reverse, to create and put you into your Empress energy. And it's almost like encouragement that there is an end in sight. The wheel is going to turn in your favor, that everything that you're feeling burdened by right now, that's creating stagnancy, making you feel imbalanced, and overloaded, overwhelmed, it's kind of like putting you into the fire, and you're being molded into the person you're supposed to become. But this is also about fertility and pregnancy, but abundance, development, growth, action. So again, turning you into this Empress, forging you in the fire, I just heard. On the bottom, Four of Pentacles, which is about saving money. But it could be that you've been struggling to save money, perhaps because you've been feeling so out of balance financially. You've had a tendency to lean towards overspending to try and make yourself feel better, but it doesn't work anymore. And so you've really had to focus, because you've gotten yourself into a tight financial spot where it's like paycheck to paycheck and you're never getting anywhere. It's also developing you into someone to use your money wisely. It's like before you can come into a lot of money, you need to know how to budget with a little money. And then the universe will release opportunities for more money to come in once you know how to handle properly the small amount that you have. Does that make sense? But you're really part of this scarcity mindset that you have, that everything's so hard and overwhelming right now, but surely things are going to change. It's that need to control. But you're being pushed to kind of create security for yourself, like stability with this Four of Pentacles. You need to, they're trying to get you into this Empress energy by forcing you to look at the fact that you're overburdening yourself. Only take on what you can handle, and then add things as you can handle them. And same with finances. If you're stretching yourself too thin, then find something where you can rein back. If you're struggling with splurging when you really should be saving, that is something they're wanting you to look at. And for me to be saying this is something you have been thinking about. It's something you know about yourself, that you need to be better at handling your finances. This is all stuff that's going to lead you to being in your Empress energy, because once you feel like you've got control of your finances, it makes you feel like you can breathe a bit more, and then you can relax and then have money to spare if things come up out of the blue. Or if you want to splurge, you can splurge knowing that you're safe to do so, and that it's not going to then overburden you with, I just heard, a deficit in your bank account. Alright, let me get a little bit more information on this, please. What's around this collective right now? What is around this collective right now? Open up your heart, it will help you attract more love. Okay, so that could be another thing that you're feeling burdened by, something where you're, there's someone on your mind that you're feeling like things have really stagnated, like you don't feel any movement anymore. You also might be not feeling their energy anymore. But not just about finding balance with your finances, but also opening yourself up to the potential of not just new love, but maybe friendships, and just building community in your life, making you feel less, when you've got other people and other things to focus on, you won't feel so burdened by overthinking the things in your life. distance. You and your partner may be physically or emotionally distant. So this is someone that's on your mind that you are at a physical distance from, but also emotionally distant from. Someone is in your energy that is wanting to open up their heart to you, and straight away I wanted to say someone came to mind as soon as I said that. So it's the person that came to your mind. Okay. So if you didn't have someone come to your mind that's actually at a physical distance from you, this isn't your reading. I mean, if you're not stressing about finances and feeling burdened right now, it's also not your reading. Vacation, you will be traveling soon, straight after distance. So whoever this is that's in your energy currently, they are planning on coming closer to you, whether to I mean, you could be planning a holiday, that might be in your energy right now, but considering your financial situation, I really don't think that's the case. I mean, you probably want to travel, but your finances aren't in a state where you would be able to. So for me, I feel as though this is someone that's opening up their heart to come back towards you, that is at a physical distance from you, that is planning on traveling to come see you. All right, open up your heart. Manifest. So this person that's in your energy, they've been manifesting an opportunity to reconnect with you. And this could also, the person that came to your mind, this is something that you've had in the back of your mind too, intuition. The red flags you ignore now will come back to bite later. So perhaps in the past as well, if there was always physical distance between you and this person, there could have been an instance where one of you moved or both of you moved at different stages of the connection, and then at the final separation, again, physical distance was put back between you two. That's a big detail here. And perhaps the red flags was that the initial connection was rushed too soon because of physical distance. There was a rush to be together, but the time wasn't taken to really settle things into a good place before making that move. So that was something that was ignored in the past. But I think this person that's in your energy that wants to travel towards you is really trying to also trust their intuition as far as coming to you, which is why the universe is trying to get this person to open up their heart again to the potential of reopening something with you. Vacation. No, it's not the right time. So that could also mean that this person is still in the planning stages, because remember, this is the energy around you. So this is not something that you're aware of. This person that is wanting to move towards you is, and they could be worried you've moved on, and that might be their hesitation. We'll break it down, but this says someone is unavailable, a waste of time, it's over. This, I'm hearing two things for this. One, that this person is, because of the physical distance here, they're wondering if they should, it's like they're doubting their intuition when it comes to you. Should I move on because there's physical distance? Or has my person moved on, as in you? Have you moved on? So I want to say you're in no contact right now. So let's break this down. And again, that would be also why you don't know or see this coming, because you believe that this, maybe you believe that this person's moved on and that this is done, but because there's physical distance, you haven't had contact, you wouldn't have any idea that this is in your energy, even if you're feeling. And that could also be why, maybe if nothing in your life is really awry right now, you're wondering why you're feeling so stressed. Why am I feeling down? Why am I feeling overwhelmed? Why am I feeling so sluggish and unmotivated to do anything? It could be that you're picking up this person. So let's tap into this person and see what the situation is, please. What was that? Control. maybe this person feels a lack of control, or the fact that while there's physical distance and no contact, they currently feel like they have more control of the situation right now where there's no movement than if they were to move towards you and not know the outcome. Clearing and healing karma. So this person has been, so that might be why you're feeling the heaviness. Yeah, breath work, stillness, calm. This person's really trying to find center right now and clear and heal some things. Maybe they're feeling, I just heard feeling stupid and silly about some stuff that they've done. And if they're feeling embarrassed and if they're feeling remorse and things like that when it comes to you, or just generally like things that they're embarrassed about having done in their life, that's something that they're needing to overcome, and that could be why it's not the right time. This person has intention to come towards you, plan a trip maybe to come see you, but at the moment they're working through some things. And they're understanding that they need to find stillness to really balance out that this stuff that they've had to clear, because this karma that they've received, yes, self-love, they're really working on themselves right now, which is good, because you don't want them coming in unbalanced. And like I said before, you perhaps are picking up their energy of feeling imbalanced, so you are feeling imbalanced, which means that you are mirroring each other, feeling very, there's a connection there that is spiritual if you're picking up their energy. I think through this healing phase that they're going through, this need to I need to center, I need to focus, and I need to work on these things that I need to heal and clear, because otherwise I'll keep repeating the same mistakes. I'll keep repeating these cycles. They are really working on coming into inner union, balancing their masculine and feminine. That's very good. And if they were to come in too soon before they've completed this part of the journey, they would create imbalance in your connection again. It would be something where if they showed up now, can you hear the sirens? If they were to show up now, it would be potentially drama, or it would end as quickly as it began, kind of thing. Clearing and healing. Let it go. So they're trying to let go of the past. This is an ex then. This is an ex situation, but they're going through, they're trying to let go of things that they perhaps held on to keep themselves away from you. So for instance, if they said to you in the connection, we're too toxic together, we're this, we're that, we just can't work, we don't get along, blah, blah, blah. All the things that they've been holding on to, they're trying to heal out those things. The things that they were there, like their knee-jerk reactions, the situations that they caused in the connection, the conflict they caused, the conflict that happened after you during the separation, again, the silly, stupid things that they did. They're processing all of that right now and clearing and healing it so that they can let it go, truly let it go, so that they can move authentically through life now. Not the whole pretending to be positive and that nothing affects them, but when really inside they're harboring so many feelings, actually dealing with it. So they're genuinely moving on and letting it go. Breathe. Yeah, clear and cleanse. So much about clearing here. That's under breathe too. This person is really trying to create stability for themselves and clear their energy. And that is why I feel like you are picking up their energy. The chaos you're feeling internally is what they're trying to cleanse and clear right now. So it's almost like if you can transmute that energy into something positive, like really try to focus on seeing your friends, cleaning your house, doing things that you're feeling unmotivated to do, you'll actually help pull them through their healing energetically. So they could also be really focusing on being very, I just heard calculated, but I don't mean that in a negative way, more like they're considering the energy that they allow in their space. They're trying to create a safe space for them at home and really being quite deliberate about who they let into their lives now, because of a lot of energies that affected them in the past, family, friends, work, whatever the situations were that they're feeling silly and stupid about. They're being very deliberate about who they have around them now and keeping their energy clear so that they have the space to then work on themselves internally. Self-love, this is very good. All right, self-love. Okay, glow up. Oh, this is interesting because you got Empress for yours. So this could actually be how they're viewing you. Because under self-love, you've got sparkle, glow up, Empress era. So you're trying to reach your Empress era. You're going through a transformation. So you are mirroring each other. Your transforming is pulling them up to transform. If they can see that you've grown up and that you're... from what they can perceive, because remember, you're not feeling great, but from what they can see, you're looking like you're in your Empress era, that you're glowing, that you're unfazed, that you've healed a lot of things that were in, that you've gone through an awakening. This person, because they're seeing your transformation, it is pulling them into their awakening now. They're going through spiritual enlightenment. They're working through their Kundalini, working through their blocked chakras. To bring their sparkle back too. That's very good. Alright, I just want to see right person, wrong time. Let's see what's coming here then. What is coming here for this collective? What is coming in? Love. Ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase. You're preparing for union. You're both preparing for union. So right now, it's like this last push where they're trying to bring up old patterns, old feelings, old triggers for you to see how you handle it this time and see if you push through to really come into that Empress energy. It's almost like I'm seeing someone being like, why are these feelings coming up again? I thought I dealt with this already, but it's like this last ditch effort to be like, we're bringing this around, but notice how it's not as intense this time. And now that you're noticing you're in these feelings, how are you going to pull yourself out? How are you going to distract yourself? Go for a walk, do whatever, catch up with friends to like lighten your mood again. And that helps them pull through their healing. All right, so we've got love, we've got axe. So through this breakup, and the axe and stabbed in the back are the two harshest cards when it comes to breakup. So however this ended, especially because physical distance was put between you two, the way things ended was very cutthroat, very let's rip off the band-aid, and then they just immediately went no contact, and you might have been left kind of wondering what the hell happened, or there was no real final conversation where it was like you got some form of closure. It was just abandoned and silent treatment. But through this separation, it was about finding the unconditional love for yourself. The love that you would pour into this person, pouring that into yourself, and same with them. But this is also unconditional love for one another. That even though this breakup was very cutthroat and painful, that there was something to be learned here. But I think for you, like I said, you don't know that this person's in your energy. You don't know that they're planning, that they want to plan a visit to come see you and close the gap, that they potentially want to reopen this with you. So you will be quite surprised. I think this person has had epiphanies too when it comes to you, not because the love you two shared ever went away, but obviously when something happens so harshly and you're abandoned and cut off coldly, like immediately silent treatment, it makes you spiral and question your worth, and you needed to find that again, and they also needed to find that again. Also knowing that if they abandoned you and cut you off, gave you the silent treatment, knowing that the shame and remorse they feel over that for causing that pain and creating that physical distance is something that they that's karma that they have to clear and heal too. Knowing that they need to come in with accountability, and I think that's why you're going to be shocked. This is going to come in suddenly and you're not expecting it. And as well, I think you're going to be shocked at their transformation. I'm even hearing the way they talk is going to take you back. Not back to the past, but take you back, like you're shocked to hear them speak a certain way, because it's like, well, because you haven't had any communication, all the things that they've learned and transformed through, you've not seen any of that. So when they come through, you're not only going to be shocked to hear from them, but you're going to be shocked to hear how they talk and how they take accountability, and just how they just speak is going to shock you. But you've got coffee cup here, meeting and conversing, savouring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship. It could just be that this conversation opens up the lines of communication again, makes you both feel uplifted by the connection again, to pave the way for a potential future. Because you've got to remember, in the energy, no, it's not the right time. So it could just be that the universe is releasing this communication, making this person feel like they're ready to make that move to communicate with you, just to open up the lines of communication, not to really say, let's get back together yet, especially if there's physical distance, but just open things back up again and see how you handle it. You're both ascending right now. You're transcending obstacles to open the way for you to have some kind of reconciliation. Okay, love, let's confirm these. Paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other under love. So you two, I'm seeing that as you're going to have a lot of fun together, especially when, because this coffee cup is meeting up, but because of there being physical distance, it could just be a conversation. And I'm seeing two people laughing and catching up on old times over the phone, just reconnecting again and enjoying hearing each other's voice and talking about things and catching up. But under Axe, you've got camera. So this person, I think part of this has been that you don't know, but they have things saved of you. They probably still have the gifts you've given them, and they just have tokens of memories that you two share. And I think through this time apart, they've actually, this says keepsake, so I actually think that they hold these items dear to their heart, that they reminisce over the good times you two share, and that their perception has changed about this. And also going over the way they handled the ending of this, the abandonment, and giving you the silent treatment. They're heavily reminiscing over their past behaviour too, and they're learning from it. But they want to make new memories with you. They're reminiscing over the old memories, but they want to make new ones, and they're trying to learn from their past here. They want this happiness with you. Expansion and joy. Lightning. Sword in the Rose. So again, how you're going to be shocked by this. The Sword in the Rose is all about clarity and truth. And this person has had a revelation about this, and that's why they're trying to clear and heal this karma. They're really trying to work on themselves, and they need the space to do that before they can come forward, because they really need to show up honorably with how they ended things in the past, and they know that. And to protect you as well, if they hurt you so much in the past, which they clearly did here with this axe, they didn't protect you when they should have. So there's an element of them coming in with protection, and you as well are going to feel this, sense it, and hear it in their voice, which is why you're going to be taken back, because you're just not expecting the communication, least of all to hear how different they are. But they're going to come in with clarity, and they're going to reveal truths Part of it could even be that they've been watching you, but also reminiscing over the past and realising the mistakes they've made. Coffee cup. The Phoenix. So, new phase, rekindling this. Renew, transformation, growth, change mind. There's so much about growth and transformation in this reading. I think when you two have this conversation, it's going to rekindle something and start a new phase for you two. And as well, you might have made up in your mind that there was no second chances, no going back with this person. On the bottom, the snake, there was someone interfering in this. This is, I see this as well as an enemy masquerading as friend. Someone that they had close to them that interfered in this connection that this person couldn't see at the time. I've had that come up a lot in my last couple of readings where your connecting person had someone that's been a permanent fixture in their life for a long time that was actually a snake, but they didn't see it that way because they had such loyalty to this person. But perhaps you saw through this person, saw them as a snake, but even though your intuition told you that, you also knew that you couldn't voice that to your person because they would defend them. So you kept quiet about it. But this has come to light, and perhaps this is part of the conversation too, that this person, your person, really realized that this friend connected to them, can be male or female or family member, actually had malicious intentions the whole time, and they should have been looking over their shoulder. Because this also says the other woman. So this could have been a female influence in their life, a sister, a mother, someone that was a permanent fixture in their life that they were very loyal to, that they realized now was, putting evil eye on this connection. And it caused them to end things the way they did with you. And you don't know any of this. So this is part of the truths, part of the conversation that needs to happen. But they have since changed their mind. They've seen things clearly now. Their perception has changed. Okay, what is next for this collective, please? What is next? Queen of Swords. So I think as well you're going to be quite, you're going to have your boundaries up when this person comes in, because I'm going to say if there was physical distance put between you two when this ended, they made you feel abandoned and immediately went into silent treatment, you're going to obviously be guarded when this comes in. Yes, you're going to be shocked at hearing from them and shocked at how they speak and take accountability. But I think because you've had to work so hard on your independence, you will only accept truth and honesty from this person. I think they know that. But you're going to be quite cutthroat about it. But this is something this person is going through a lot of healing and clearing right now in their life, and they're really focusing on their self-love. And I just think that they'd have to be aware that you're going to have some strict boundaries up when they come in for this communication. They'd be silly not to. And the Queen of Swords can be pretty cold, so I think your initial reaction will be to put your guard up immediately, because you don't want to get hurt again. Knight of Wands. So if they were to come in Knight of Wands energy, I think you would definitely put your guard up, because the Knight of Wands is impulsive, he's immature, and he can be hot-tempered. And your instinct will be to put your guard up and be quite cold. And if that instigates that person to then lash out, they're clearly not ready to come in with accountability. Because like I said, this person would be silly not to know that you would have your guard up. But if they come in acting too charming, and like, a bit aloof, that's something that's just going to set you off, because you're already going to be on guard with this person. If they're seeming like they're not even addressing the past and coming in with a, hey, what's up, how you been, you're just going to be like, pardon? That might even be how you would expect them to come in. But remember, you're going to be shocked at how they speak. 444. Your angels are guiding you through this. 2 of Wands, travel. That's my travel card. But planning and waiting. It's the planning phase of travel, not the doing. So I want to say it's up to you to choose which path you want to go down, but making a decision about this person will be something that you really, it's like you're really going to want to take your time and consider your options before making a decision with this person. But the good thing about distance is that that gives you that space, that breathing room to really be, really consider your actions and consider what they're showing you. Because with abandonment and silent treatment, you're going to need to see consistent effort for a period of time before any kind of move is made. Does that make sense? But under Queen of Swords, you've got Temperance. So again, needing to find peace within yourself when this comes in, and balance yourself so that you can see the situation as a whole and take considered action, or see considered action, from them, to really harmonize it. Because I think patience will be needed here, and that's a good thing. Again, your patience will be needed from both of you because of the distance. So that could also be not rushing some kind of, not them rushing some kind of trip to come see you. Or it might be that they might want to come see you for a trip, but not rushing any kind of big moves. Knight of Wands. I also see this as you've had a lot of patience with this person. There's been a long time here where you were waiting and hoping for some kind of apology or accountability, and so much time has passed now that you just don't think it's coming, so you've given up on it. Again, that's why it's going to shock you when it comes. And you had a lot of patience with this person in the past. I'm seeing that card that's like, you accepted them, you loved them, you were very nurturing, and you accepted them for their flaws, and still ended up getting abandoned. So that's why you're going to be in that Queen of Swords energy. You just need to have patience with this. Nine of Cups. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. To confirm the Knight of Wands. So you're actually, I think when this person comes in, that was a wish of yours for so long, but I think when you see how much this person's changed, it's going to, because if you in your soul know that I want this person back, but I know I can't be with them unless there's some significant transformation and growth in them, when you see how they come in, it's going to be a shock to your system, because they actually have grown, they actually have gone through a transformation, and this really does have the potential to be a wish come true for the pair of you. You can actually be quite content with one another. And I'm seeing that as well as this person wants to create an abundant life for the two of you. But under Two of Wands, you've got the Seven of Swords. So can be deceit, can be cheating, can be deception. lying, transformation on the bottom with the death card. So I actually think that this person's character used to be this way. They used to avoid, they'd hide from their problems, just quite deceitful and sneaky. But the Seven of Swords can also be about strategy. It's about someone that has that mentality of the early bird gets the worm. So to not rush these travel plans, because the Two of Wands is travel, remember? So you don't want this person to rush things. So if in the past, like with this Knight of Wands, this person was impulsive and immature, this Seven of Swords is almost like heed the warning that don't repeat the same cycle again with this person where I'm seeing someone kind of talking their way into convincing you to move things along quicker than it should be. So just be aware of that, because this person wants to come towards you, and I'm not saying their intentions are bad, but if there's someone who, especially if there's been a long time here and there's that mentality of wanting to just take off start off where you left off, to not rush it. It's about as well, if you're in that Queen of Swords energy, it's good for you to set those boundaries to be like, look, I'm glad we've had this conversation. I am open to communicating, but I need to take things slow. And that might be something that you have to continually set that boundary in the beginning to really set the tone for moving forward. Because I think this person is going to have that need to like rush things because they just want to be back with you. And so that mentality of the early bird gets the worm and wanting to strategize, getting in there, getting in quick, getting in first, getting in early, that needs to be tamed, that needs to be released. And again, I'll say it's not because that they have ill intentions towards you or that they haven't gone through a transformation, but I just think when you get swept up in the feelings, this person wants to rush things. But because of the way things ended, this cannot be rushed. I think with death being on the bottom here, that's actually quite good, because one, endings bring new beginnings, but the outcome can be different this time. This transition period, when this communication comes in, will create the connection this time will be changed. It won't be like it was last time. For some reason I'm getting pulled to get these, and then I want to get how they view you and this connection. I hope you'll wait for me. So this person, I think that move on, someone is unavailable, it's a waste of time, move on card. I think that they are wondering if you have moved on. Even if it's like they might not know whether you're dating someone or not, or dating in general, but maybe just having let them go altogether regardless. Which, I mean, ultimately you've kind of lost hope as far as them reaching out and apologizing and taking accountability. This love scares me. So again, no, it's not the right time. Not because it's not coming in, let me have you, but because of the damage they caused here. It's almost like the damage was caused in the connection in the past because the love was so intense, and then because it hasn't gone away, the intensity still scares them because the damage they caused here. Can I make this work again? Should I open this back up again? But you're never going to see the change in one another unless you give it a try. I just dream and wish for everything. Another 7. So you could be seeing 7s a lot. I just saw that card. I dream. You're in my dreams. I hate to wake up because it's so beautiful in the 5D. I'll get how they see you first, and then we'll get message cards. Whoa. I know you from somewhere. Number 6. So the 11th of June or the 6th of November, the 3rd of July or the 7th of March. I just saw I am manifesting you on the bottom. Well, we know that. Number 13. I think number 13 is important here. I sometimes wonder if you care under Let Me Have You. So the 13th of July as well. And the number 2, I'm open to compromise. So again, this could be around the travel situation. This person, if there's physical distance here and they know they've caused a lot of damage, knowing that they have to compromise as far as closing the gap physically, traveling to you. Do you even see me that way? 7 is important here. So you could be seeing 777 a lot, but you matter. I think you don't know that anymore. You think that they don't care about you, but they're worried that you don't even care about them anymore. All right, so let's see how they view you in this connection. And then we'll get messages from them. How does this person view the collective, please? What are their feelings for this collective? Oh, they got cleansed and cleared too, so you are mirroring. So they feel like you have cleared a lot of negative energy out of your life, again, because you're looking like you're glowing. You're in your Empress energy, so that's how they're perceiving you. So you look like you have really made a home for yourself, and you would have had to rebuild after them, especially if you would have had to find somewhere else to live, set your life up. So it looks like you've really settled in and you've cleared and cleansed your energy and you're doing well for yourself. Finances. So finances were an issue here. And I'm also seeing that as they're viewing you as someone that is created financial stability for them. So say when you two were together, they saved better. They had more financial stability because the two of you worked together to try to save and were planning a future together. So the two of you combined were creating financial stability for your future. That was what you were working towards. So when they see you, if their finances are also not great right now, like you're feeling your finances aren't great either, they want that stability again. When they think of you, they think of how they had never been more stable than when they were when they were with you, especially if they were frivolous with money after the connection. Married. It's pretty black and white. They want to be married to you. They want a stable connection here. They're heavily focused on you. They're not using distractions anymore to run away from this. They're reevaluating everything in their life and they're making sure that they're putting their attention on the right things. Remember I said they're very deliberate about who they allow into their energy now, and they're heavily focused on their healing so that they can come towards you. So their attention is going on the right things at the moment, knowing that they want to be married to you. Divine Feminine. That's beautiful. They see you as their divine feminine. That's under cleanse and clear. How nurturing you are, how compassionate you are, how receptive you always were to them. It's like you, and with that patience card, you gave them chance time after time. You were so patient with them and they still abandoned you. They still gave you the silent treatment. They still were hot and cold. So they are reflecting on that. What have I done? What did I just give up? I gave up my beautiful person. Where would I be now had I not let this go? But this is beautiful. They're really seeing you. You look content and clear and balanced. And I want to say as well, they always saw you as compassionate and nurturing, but if that is something that they lacked a lot of in their life, they might have, their fear and ego might have got the better of them in the sense that they felt like that side of you that they fell in love with was actually manipulative, and it never was, but they're seeing that clearly now. Finances, change, transformation, preparation, 555. So you could be seeing 555 a lot, but for that to confirm finances, they're really trying to change their life, but they think that you have really come into your financial abundance. You haven't, because you're stressing about it and you're kind of needing to work on your financial stability, but they want to create financial stability with you when they, because this is their feelings for you. So it's like they know that they want to have that stability with you moving forward. They're preparing to bring that in for you. All right, married. Broken promises, I just heard. Yeah, Earth. So you could be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. They could be. But for that to confirm married, I'm saying they want to ground this connection. They want to actually put down roots. Marry you. Make this a solid commitment. I just heard immovable object. Without tying each other down. So it's like with trees. Those big, beautiful trees, the roots go so deep in the ground, you cannot move it. But it's still able to move with the wind. It's not, you two can move and grow together while staying stable. They want to ground this. They want to put roots down with you. I'm seeing that, I mentioned this a few weeks ago in one of my collective readings, or it's like I was seeing the hand fasting. It's like a Celtic tradition where they wrap each other's wrists in this ribbon, and it was like a version of tying the knot. I think that's actually where that saying comes from. Tying the knot comes from hand fasting. So I'm seeing that where it's like I'm seeing a couple standing out in a field, barefoot, grounded, being led through a ceremony, and they're doing the hand fasting. Really connecting yourselves in marriage and grounding this connection to move forward. But remembering not to let things be rushed this time. Focus. I think they're saying you. Yeah, so the focus you have on your mission now. The focus, you're not distracted anymore. I think what they can see of you, they're seeing someone that has really tapped into their magic, their divine purpose, they might even be seeing you as supernatural, but that you use your sixth sense as some kind of, in whatever it is you do, whatever purpose you're fulfilling, they really believe in your magic, and they're seeing you believe in your magic, and you're actually putting it out there in some way, shape or form, whether you're a healer, whether you're a reader like this, or you do therapy of some kind, whether it's talk therapy, massage therapy, Reiki, kinesiology, whatever, in some way, shape or form, you have some form of magic that you put out into the world that they can see, and they're proud of you, they believe in you, and they're seeing you believe in yourself, which is very nice. Mother wounds on the bottom. So for them, I think that they're seeing how healing you can be, how you've healed aspects of yourself that maybe came from a place of mother wounds, but also them. They would have mother wounds, whether it's enmeshment, like financial dependency on their child, or having to fill in the place of their father or something like that, that caused them to act more out of a wounded feminine energy instead of a healthy masculine energy. But they're seeing you quite balanced, which would they're seeing you as their divine feminine. You embody what they are. They're inspired by you, is what I'm trying to say. Let me get messages from them, and then I want to tap into how you're actually feeling about this person. And then maybe I'll get a timing card, we'll see. I'm wondering if they don't want, because they said, no, it's not time yet. I'm tired of the silent treatment. So again, that abandonment, silent treatment, the fact that they abandoned you, cut you off, and now they've been sitting in silence for so long, they hate it. This is reminding me of someone who, when they're upset and they want to work things out, they rush you to work it out and to talk about it when you're not ready. But when you're upset and you want to talk things out, they will tell you to get over it or let it go, or they'll take off for a few hours or even for the night and leave you sitting in your pain because they didn't want to talk about it. But when they want to talk, then you have to talk. So this could be a test as well, in the sense that if this person comes in and they get impatient with the fact that you need a little time, again, they're not ready then. I'm tired of the silent treatment. I want to sit down and talk about this once and for all. Again, when they're ready to talk, they suddenly have to do it right now. But when you're ready to talk, they will run away. So just, that's something to be aware of when this person comes in. But like I said, you're going to be shocked. So this might be something that they've worked on. I dream about you constantly. This is the card that I said came into my mind. I dream about you constantly. I hate that I have to wake up because it's so beautiful in the 5D. Confirmation. I didn't feel like I was on your level. You're a boss. I'm very insecure. And that is what they're working on now. And as well, if they're seeing you be your own boss, that can be intimidating. But you don't want them coming in resenting you being in your power. I don't think they are, though, because they're seeing you as their divine feminine. So like I said, I think that they feel proud of you for where you're at. You were different from the rest. They didn't mean anything to me. I only want you. So the things that they used to distract themselves, the people they surrounded themselves, and again, like I said in the earlier part about the silly, stupid things they did after you, that they're perhaps a bit embarrassed to reveal to you. I have abandonment issues, and then they went and abandoned you. I grew up in a single parent household. I had a rough childhood. So again, those mother issues, the fact that they had to step in and grow and be a grown up before they were ready to. So it kind of caused stagnancy in their emotional maturity because they were lent on in their family. Maybe them and their siblings all had to contribute to the household from a very early age because one parent wasn't around, and that causes enmeshment, and then it causes your person to feel, even as an adult, that they have a responsibility to take care of their parents. And it's just, or parents, sorry, it's just not the case. They shouldn't be tied down like that. And that's not me saying you can never help your family. It's me saying that you are not obligated to support your family non-stop, where it's just your hand is always in your pocket giving to these people to the point where you're not able to get ahead in life yourself. Get yourself to where you want to be in life, and then when your cup's overflowing, then you can give. That's something they need to learn as well, if they're not already. And I'm also hearing you, instead of listening to the person that they should have been listening to, as in you, they were listening to the people that they gave them abandonment issues. It was easier to lie to you than tell you the truth. I wish I could take it all back. So how they ended things. I think that they probably made out to you like they made this decision all on their own, when the reality is that they went to people for advice, and the advice that they would get was always that it was too hard and that they should leave you. So they did. Because they probably have avoidant running tendencies too. So, and I saw something the other day that was like, want to make your in-laws hate you, marry their breadwinner. So that came to my mind for a reason. So again, if your person's heavily relied on in their family, they're the one that everyone goes to for handouts when their life goes to shit, and you were a good influence on them in that you were saving money together and really setting a foundation up for yourselves, that took away their little meal ticket, didn't it? So I heard that for a reason. So you might have felt that way about them too. Confirmed. I'm only staying here for my kids, nothing else. I'm making my way out. I'm not seeing kids. They could have kids, you could have kids, but I'm actually seeing that as that obligation they feel towards their family, probably heavily financially wise. They might live with their family and and they give their whole paycheck to their family. Who knows? But you would know. That is something they're definitely working on right now, which is why finances is heavily on their mind. Before I get how you view them, I just want to get some messages here from the universe about this connection. What messages do you have in regards to this connection? There is a lesson to be learned from this. Number 5, transformation. But messages about trust. Trust that this has had to play out the way it did. Yeah, mirrors. You're definitely mirroring each other, but 5-5. So 5-5-5, there is a big transformation going on for both of you. You're in a transition period. You are in old patterns but can't see it. What did I say at the beginning? The feelings that are coming up for you right now, the overburden, the anxiety, the overwhelm, the feeling like you're living from paycheck, all those things that you're frustrated about because you feel like, why is this coming up again? Why am I repeating this cycle? I thought that you might have actually felt like things were starting to get better and that you're actually getting over this person, and now all these feelings are coming up again and you're frustrated and overwhelmed by them. But they're repeating an old pattern for you so that you can see it clearly and be done with it for good. Like really clear out that energy, and so you do not have to repeat that. They're trying to show you where there might still be some little points that need to be worked on. Number 3, I've watched you change and grow so much. I'm trying to release my attachment to identity so I can change too. So like with their family, things that they feel bound to that they're not actually bound to. But this just confirms for me that they are watching you. Whatever they can see, they've watched you transform and grow. The shock for you is that you haven't seen anything of this person. You were cut off coldly and abandoned. They went into silent treatment immediately. So you haven't seen any growth in them. But they've seen yours. Number 10, finishing the cycle, closing this chapter. I always felt I had a higher calling in life, and our connection brings me more clarity on it. The 5th of October, that could be a point of communication, so maybe make a note of that. And then also the 10th of May. Number 4, karmic ties. My/your children need to come first. So there could very well be children involved actually. Whether you have a child, they have a child, or maybe they feel financially obligated to their family's children, whatever it is, but trust that they are a part of our plan. So I want to say more that it's like, you have a child or they have a child where that child is part of the plan. So you just need to trust. Again, if there's physical distance, if you're the one with the child and you moved for them before, that's a big change you made for them. So them being open to compromise. If they don't have children, and they're a single person, they can move. The alternate is our inner children need to come first. So if there isn't children involved in this, just you two working on your inner child healing, which they're doing right now at the moment anyway. 4 again, so you've got 5-5 and 4-4. You are my true love, my heart and my soul. So under watching you grow, they have realized that you're their divine feminine. they're not denying it from themselves anymore. Another card about mirrors. You've got 3 cards about mirrors here. So that is why it's not the right time. You're mirroring each other because you're both having things come up for you that need to be, you're being shown where there still needs to be some inner work done. This situation is being caused by both of us, see? Look at your own role in this situation to help us change it. Again, what did I say? If you work on these things that are being shown to you right now that are causing you overwhelm, causing you burdens, those are being shown to you for a reason, to work through those lessons. And through doing that, you are pulling them up through their healing. With number 7 on the bottom, 7 is important. So maybe July is an important month for you too. I'll contact you when I'm able to. Right now, my life is too complicated to bring you into it, but know that I do want to talk to you. So their life is complicated right now. Whatever this obligation is keeping them, it feels like family. They've got some kind of familial obligations right now that they're feeling stuck by, bound by, and they don't want to put that burden on you, which good. So they're trying to clean that up right now before they come to you. When they feel more stable, they will then communicate. So that's good. All right, let's see how you're viewing this person right now. How do you view this person? Then I will get a timing card. How are you viewing this person? You're confused. So where they see you as their divine feminine, you're now confused about the connection. You don't know if your feelings are trauma bonds or what. But you see them clearly as needing to do some inner child healing, which ironically, again, you're tapped in. You know, you're picking up that they are doing that work currently. And as well, I want to say, because there's been a lot of time here, that's causing confusion too, because you're thinking, why do I still feel attached to this person and so much? It's been so long. So they could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but you feel like there's someone that's prone to overthinking, prone to catastrophizing, but also you see them as quite smart. I just heard street smart. Maybe they're not someone that's like you'd call an intellectual, but they're actually quite logical, I heard, but also learned. Like they actually love to study and learn, just not in the typical like going to uni type situation. More like they're a student of life. They love to just know more. They absorb knowledge quite well, and they enjoy learning. You see them as needing to balance their masculine and feminine, which is again what they're doing right now. But ascension, you feel like even though you're confused about this situation, that you're getting upgraded, that they're getting upgraded, hoping that this form of ascension is leveling you both up, and that it will bring you out of confusion when it comes to this. It's like you want to know if it is a trauma bond, please just let me be over them already. If it's not, can I see some kind of confirmation that this is my person? Trauma. So and this comes into the fact that you were very understanding and compassionate and nurturing and accepting of this person. You were always receptive to them, knowing what they'd been through in their life. But then they turn around and abandoned you and weren't there for you when you were at your worst. Repeatedly not showing up for you when you were at your worst, but you had that acceptance, and you gave them that space, understanding what they'd been through, but it wasn't reciprocated, which then caused you more trauma. But you know that this person had some serious healing to do, because when they were overwhelmed by their triggers, they would go into isolation and they would become this heavy person that couldn't handle conflict, and they'd shut you out. And that is what they needed to heal, or one of the things they needed to heal. Wow, so you see them as your divine masculine. That's the pairing. They got divine feminine for you and you got divine masculine for them. So you are actually seeing each other as your divine pairing. You two are actually seeing each other as your divine counterpart. So even though you are confused, it's like when you're in balance, you actually do see them as your masculine. But that they just need to balance that energy within themselves. They might have acted out of their wounded feminine energy a lot, which is quite petty and vindictive. And I'm seeing someone when they would be in conflict with you and they were triggered into that mode, their sensitive side would disappear and they would get nasty and attack your character and mock you and things like that. Very not nice. But when they're balanced and they're in their happy, normal self, they are your divine masculine. I don't think you're confused about that. I think you're confused about whether you're seeing this correctly. It's like you want to, if they're not your masculine, you want to know for sure, you want that universe to help you let this go so you can be over this person and move on with your life. But something still keeps you believing that this person's your twin flame, your divine masculine. Balance. Merkaba. So you've got balancing your energies. The two of you are a force to be reckoned with, I just heard. And when your energies combined, you are that Merkaba. You're literally complete each other and you are this energy, this creative force that just becomes alive when you're back together. Destiny on the, divorce. So maybe you went through a divorce. I wasn't feeling that. I don't think you went through a divorce with this person. So perhaps you went through a divorce before you met this person, or when you met this person you're going through a divorce, or this is just you heavily go over the way things ended with this person and the pain it caused you. And perhaps because they got married and you got divorced, so maybe there was a marriage around this, or marriage was promised and then they abandoned you, but that's something you go over. Okay, so let's get a timing card. Potentially, when will this communication come in, please, angels? I just heard at a special date, so maybe there's a special date coming up for you in a few weeks. So October, what was that? Was it the 5th of October I had? I think it was. Mark down the 5th of October. I think that's going to be important. And you did have a lot of 5s come out as well. So 5 is important here. June. So maybe June was last point of contact, or maybe June, something significant happened in June. June was an important month for your connection. So maybe you have some special dates in June that are tied to you and them. And maybe that's what's coming up for you a lot at the moment too. You're having reoccurring memories pop into your head about a time in June that you shared with them. And we are in eclipse season, so things will be coming up for you that need to be let go of, that they're trying to close out for you 6 months from now. There is physical distance though. It's not too late on the bottom. So I actually think that in a few weeks is when the communication is going to come in. June is an important month that you two shared as far as special dates, and 6 months from now could be when you're actually reunited, as in, remember how I said take things slow, don't rush things. Because there's physical distance, you want to make sure that you plan things out properly and be sure about things before making that big step, and especially if there's children involved. And because this person got that they're open to compromise, I think that over time of this person showing consistent effort with you, and if say you're the one with the child, they need to compromise and make the move to come live where you are, because it's not fair to uproot a child when they've got their family and their community where they are. And when you're single, and yes, you've got your family, like as in your mum, your dad, your siblings and stuff, but if you're wanting to create a new chapter and put down roots and create a family with this person, you're a single person. You can go to another country. You can do whatever you want. You haven't got something that's holding you back. What are you going to grow old with your mum? Anyway, I digress. So 6 months, I think, is what's needed here to really have multiple visits with this person, really build the bond back, build the trust back, see real effort put in, and then from there you can really put down roots, really start building something together. But they're saying it's not too late. This is supposed to come back together. The confusion that you're feeling is coming up because there's things that you need to be still working on. There's little kinks in your armor that need to be worked out still. All right, I want to get this deck for potential future, and then we'll get closing messages. So what is the potential future of this connection, please? All right, so you're getting the same cards actually. So there's burden here, extra responsibility, overextended. I think this is more being careful of rushing things, because a lack of planning will cause this to go downhill again. Let me get a couple more. Potential future of this. Okay, so to me, this is about not being overwhelmed by this opportunity when it presents itself, that to not immediately just drop all your other responsibilities so that you can be with this person. Really continue focusing on your own independence with this 3 of Cups in reverse. Don't rush into anything because you feel lonely. And as well, if there's a lot of people, a lot of gossip around this connection, you don't want to rush something and then feel silly. This is really about taking your time with this and not rushing it, because you've worked hard on gaining your independence back. And this person needs to show you through time and effort that they're determined here, and that they're ready to compromise on this. So don't, I think it's very important here not to overburden yourself by trying to make something work sooner than it's ready to be worked. And if you do that, the wheel will turn in your fate. I think this is going to work out. This is all part of the cycles that this journey takes you through, but it's destiny. This is a turning point. To not rush, and again, do not move for this person if you have a child. I think the rush of this person coming in is opening you up to the potential of falling for the charm and falling for more promises that this person might not be ready to even be offering you yet. So just take this point of communication as just opening up the lines of communication, building a friendship, building the trust again, and don't let them try to rush you into anything. Yeah, conflict with others. If you were to make this decision and rush this and move, then it's going to create instability in your life, and it's going to create conflict in your life. You're going to feel a lack of support, especially if you move away from the people that support you and your child. It'll make you feel very isolated. I think this is more of a warning. Do not rush this. Really take your time and Don't try to make something happen before it's ready, because then you'll just end up in separation again. Page of Wands. So don't allow the excitement of this to take over logic. Still use logic here, that's important. You will get justice in this situation. Karma is on your side, the wheel is turning in your favor, but this person still needs to show up with integrity and show you that they can ground this properly and allow the time for it to grow. So I think the lesson here is when this communication comes in, don't get fooled by charm, and keep setting a boundary that this needs time and effort to go anywhere. Yeah.